Okay, so what I want to talk about today is something that I used to hammer on a whole lot, but I've kind of laid off of this subject. But I'm seeing it coming up more and more and more here frequently. Learning how to identify when a soul contract is complete, and probably more importantly, learning how to identify when to just completely let go of a soul contract. Very, very frequently, especially in my line of work, most of the time, and when I say most of the time, I don't necessarily mean the overwhelming majority, but probably about 60, sometimes 70% of the time, whenever somebody is dealing with a separation that they didn't want or that they weren't ready for or whatever the case may be, most of the time, what is actually happening is a completed soul contract. If you think of your average human and the average human life from birth to death, say the first day of life to 80 years old, now think of all of the people that are going to come and go in and out of that person's life from birth to death. All the people. And all the different roles that people are going to play in that person's life. Think about it, man. People are going to come and go and 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 come and go. How many of those people, on average, would you assume are actually meant to play a permanent role in that person's life? How many? Very, very fucking few. If any at all. There are some beings on this planet who didn't make any permanent contracts with anybody. Right? So, what do you think the likelihood is that somebody you separated from was somebody you were supposed to separate from? What do you think the likelihood is? It's a pretty good likelihood, to be honest with you. And here's one of the things that you'll notice, okay? Usually, whenever you have a contract with somebody, a pre-birth contract, okay? I'm not talking about a random contract that you enter into randomly, okay? That's a different topic for a different video. But a pre-birth contract, a person makes their way into your life seemingly effortlessly. The two of you are drawn together like fucking magnets, right? And you know that whenever you bring somebody into your life, the two of you establish a routine. The two of you establish whatever boundaries, whatever routine, the thing that the two of you have, the energetic exchange that the two of you have is established and firm, okay? And then one day, you wake up and the energy changes. Overnight. It feels different. Something feels off. Something feels funny. Most of the time, that will trigger your defenses. Because you get this strange, funny feeling. Like, what's going on with you? What are you planning? What are you scheming behind my back? Well, they're not scheming anything behind your back. What happened was the two of you completed your contract, and now that's basically the universe's way of untying the two of you energetically. So now the two of you are not being pulled together. The universe is kind of, sometimes it'll even go as far as like fucking up the energy between the two of you to make it kind of uncomfortable. And we never respond to that. we always try to ignore it, right? And we ignore it thinking that hopefully it'll go away, and it doesn't go away. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And the energy between the two of you gets weirder and weirder. And the analogy I like to use is two little kids playing in the sandbox. Okay. Imagine that. Okay. We're at the park. There's a sandbox. You got two little toddlers, maybe 2, 3, 4 years old. and they're playing in the sandbox, and they're making their little sand castles with their shovel and their bucket, you know. And the two moms are sitting off, you know, on the benches watching the kids, you know. Well, now it's dinner time. So it's time to go home. So the two moms stand up and say, okay, time to go home. And the two kids say, no, I don't want to go home. I want to stay here in the sandbox forever. And the moms are like, come on, it's time to go home now. Time to go home. You can come back again next Tuesday. You know, that's the universe saying you can come back and play again in the next lifetime. No. I don't want to go home. I want to stay here with Jimmy. So they latch on to each other, and the two moms are very kindly tugging on the two of you, trying to pull the two of you apart. Come on, you got something else you got to go do now. You got another assignment. Okay, you have another experience. You have something else you have to go do now. Come on. And if you cling to this person for dear life, eventually the moms have to say, okay, we're out of time. It's dinner time. Okay, come on. Bam! They rip the two of you apart. The two of you are forced apart. That's where the universe will kick the tower over on you and make something really ugly happen. Right? So, think about that. The next time you're dealing with a connection with somebody, ask yourself, is this a permanent contract? Right? Or if you're dealing with a separation, ask yourself, was that supposed to be a permanent contract? Very frequently it's not. But then again, that goes into the other side of the topic that I brought up in the beginning of the video, where how do you know when to just completely give up on a soul contract? How do you know, man? That's so hard. That's so tough. Let's say it's not complete. Let's say you didn't complete the soul contract. How do you know when to just let go of it? Well, there's a couple of things that I have learned, and I am a being. I'm not here on the planet playing the karma game. I'm not one of those beings. That was not my mission in this lifetime. I didn't come here to clear up a bunch of karma or, you know, all that stuff. So I have had a unique perspective on contracts and connections and whatnot. And one of the things that I've learned is that most people don't change. They just don't. Most people will not change. People operate in patterns, okay? In patterns and patterns. And even people who know they need to change. Your average person doesn't change unless pretty much they're forced to. You know, unless they're put into a situation where it's damn near life or death and they have to change. You know, they're about to completely ruin their whole life if they haven't already. Some people wait until after they have completely ruined their entire life to change. You know, like me. That's what I did. I waited until after I had completely destroyed my entire life to change, you know. I don't know, for me though, I didn't even learn how until after I had completely ruined my life. But anyway, that's my story, is a different topic as well. Most people, even if they understand what they need to do, still won't change until they have completely destroyed their life. They're at rock bottom and it's life or death, right? So whenever a person shows you their true colors, when you keep going on and off and in and out with somebody, and on and off and in and out, and on and off and in and out, where do we draw the line and say, okay, you've shown me your true colors. You've shown me what you're going to do every time I come up into your life. So this is what you did last time, the time before that, the time before that. The likelihood that you're going to keep doing it this time and the next time and the next time is exponentially high. I'm not playing that game. Not doing it. Just not doing it. I'm not spinning in circles because I'm going to waste my life away. Me personally, and again, I'm just one person. I'm not saying that my way is right and yours is wrong, but I've experienced very positive results in my life because I started adapting the mentality that this dimension is a dimension of linear time, and you only have so much of it. I am not going to get to the end of my life. If I live that long, we never know, you know. I am not going to be an 80-year-old dude laying there on my deathbed, facing my last days, reflecting back on my life in regret because I wasted my time with anything or anyone that was very obviously fighting against me. You're either on my team or you're in my way. We're either doing this or we're not. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to go in and out with you. I'm not going to be on and off with you. And this is across the board with any kind of connection. I'm not just talking about romance. Friends, family, romance, acquaintances. I'm not going to do the on and off and in and out thing with you. I'm just not. I'm not. I'll give you a couple of chances. But if you show me that you're not willing to make any changes or do any inner work or compromise to, you know, for the sake of this connection, I'm not messing with you. Because I'm going to waste my time. I'm going to waste my time. I don't want to waste time. The time that I have here in this dimension, in this life. I don't want to. If you want to, hey, cool. If you're a long-term human who enjoys coming back to this game over and over and over and playing it, and you know, you're playing every character and every role and every race and every religion and every ethnicity and every sexuality. And if that's your gig, do what you want. I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong, but I am saying that during this time that you want in this life, you will greatly increase the chances of being able to create a life that is beyond your wildest dreams if you know how to determine when it's time to let something go and let somebody go from your life. And again, most people don't change. They do it once, they do it twice, they do it 3 times, they're going to do it 300 fucking times. They will do it until y'all's life is over. So do you want to spin in circles your whole life, going nowhere, swimming against the current, staying in the same spot? If you do, you do. If you don't, releasing, letting go, and cutting the contract, transcending and transmuting the energy that brought the two of you together to eliminate this soul connection with this person is what you're going to have to do. So, all right, I just wanted to touch on that. I know at least one person needed to hear that. And a lot of the subjects that I used to talk on, I've kind of backed off on over the last year or so. So, yeah, I know at least one person needed to hear that. So think about that, man. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day.